Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in transgender care. Welcome to my channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, please make sure you do subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure you like and comment on the video. It helps magical YouTube algorithm to circulate my content. And I'm forever grateful because that means a lot of people can get access to free content. So it makes me happy, it makes everybody happy. Happy New Year. I am releasing this video, although I recorded it in the end of December, I'm releasing this video in January. It's the first release for 2026, and I'm really looking, did I say 2026? 2025. Oh my God. Did I say 2026? Oh my goodness, I am already ahead a full year. That's a very interesting Freudian slip for me to think about. So it's the first day in 2025. I'm so muffled by my 2026. I guess those of you who are watching it in 2026, this was recorded in 2025. So what I want to make a video today for all of you starting up this year is to emphasize the importance of finding your own individualistic way to define your own womanhood. What is it for you to be a woman? What does it mean to you? To regain the power and ownership you have over femme identity, trans woman identity, trans femme identity, whatever words you want to use to call it, to claim it, but to step into the ownership of what it means to you. I feel as women of any experience, I'm a woman of cisgender history or experience, you, a lot of my viewers, you're beautiful women of transgender experience. I feel that as women, we are already inundated and bombarded by societal standards of what it is to be a woman. On top of that, for a lot of you with transgender experience, you are being further told that you are not a woman because you don't have certain aspects of cisgender history. You can't menstruate, for example. You can't give birth to a child. All of those things that, in my opinion, have very little to do with womanhood. It has a lot to do with a particular aspect of an individual womanhood. I have sisters who define themselves through the lens of motherhood, and that's wonderful. I'm not a mother, would care less about having children, not something I ever was interested in. I don't define my womanhood through that lens, nor do I define it and reduce my womanhood to a bodily function such as menstruation. Now, some women may feel like that's something that gives them power to be able to menstruate, to bleed, to go through that cycle, and that's fine. What I'm trying to say is that the ways in which we define who we are as women only matter to the extent that those things matter to us. That is all. The world is going to continue to shift and readjust and modify what it is to be a woman. An idea of what it is to be a woman has already gone through so many caricatures and so many stereotypes and so many kind of societal constructs and markers. There is no one right way to be a woman. And when we chase those societal standards, ideas, what it is, that's when we fall into traps. Because the world is going to always criticize us no matter what. Before making this video, came across Instagram post of Pamela Anderson. A lot of you familiar with Pamela Anderson. And a lot of you may know that Pamela Anderson had a period in her life where she was having the makeup and glam. And now she's in a period of her life where she is all about natural beauty and being makeup free. And I remember when that happened, I believe it happened in last year, 2024. I still want to say 2025. I At least I'm ahead, not stuck in the past. That's just really interesting thing. But makes sense with me because I never pay attention to the time to me has no significance, or age has no significance. So I remember when she first decided to show up, to be makeup free, to be all for this natural face in her life, a lot of people praised her. But there were also a lot of people who criticized her and a lot of people who gave her a lot of crap, saying that she's not doing it for it's another way of her new way of doing PR. This is another marketing thing, how she's benefiting from it. In other words, you can't win. You can't win. In a world of women, you just can't win. Everybody is projecting their opinion, what they think is right. And I think especially in your world, where you are all women of transgender history and experience, you are going to have, you're going through a path of rediscovering yourself. You're going through the path of reconnecting to yourself. It's one thing of aspiring to be a particular type of woman. And as you go through transition, you're aspiring to achieve those things, right? Maybe your goals are like, you want to look very beautiful, very graceful. Maybe your goals are, you want to be super passable, whatever your goals might be. But then there's also this internal, I always say, blueprint of your feminine within yourself that is already there. And you may already have an idea or an image of what that internal archetype is. Some people realize that as much as they may want to aspire to hyper femme looks, it's not really for them. It doesn't really align with them. It doesn't sit right with them. And then they realize that this is the way they define their femininity. Femininity, and I would say femininity and womanhood for me is synonymous in this conversation with all of you. I would say that femininity and womanhood it's first of all, it's not something that is up for interpretation by anybody else. Because nobody could know you better than you know yourselves. People will look at me, for example, and the way that I present and show up in the world. My makeup, the jewelry I wear, haircut style, a clothes preference, everything about me, the way I speak, the way I gesture. And they will carry their own assumptions, which are also always going to be embedded in their own projections and going to be embedded in their own hang-ups that they may have about maybe even certain women. Some people may have hang-ups about women who wear bold physical presentation. All of the things are going to model and going to imbibe their interpretation of me. Is it going to be accurate? I doubt it. And I know this for a fact because I had people tell me numerous things about me, none of which are true. What I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, only you can know yourself. And it's really important starting this year for a lot of you to boldly claim and own who you are. And you may not know fully exactly who you are, and you may be going through the process of discovering that, but I really encourage you to be not afraid and be brave enough to step into the way you envision yourself versus chasing what out there is being perpetuated or what a woman is or what a womanhood experiences are. Clinging to stereotypes such as to be a woman means to wear a dress, to be a woman means to wear makeup, to be a woman means to be able to know how to cook, to be a woman means to have relationship with other women. Clinging to all of the stereotypes is going to put you into a costume. Perhaps even the same costume you used to wear prior to stepping into your authentic self. But in that case, you wore a costume of assigned gender that did not belong to you. In this case, you're wearing a costume of societal ideals that also don't belong to you. And no matter how much you're going to try to fit in to the rest of the world by trying to mimic yourself to the world ideas or interpretation of what a woman should be, the first you're going to walk away from yourself. And I feel like a lot of you are doing this major transformative life altering work, which we call gender transition. Again, that is a really broad, loaded word, which has so many aspects to it, not just medical and surgical, as I always say. So you're doing this huge work into stepping your authentic self, meeting that part of yourself, evolving it as that part of yourself, starting to navigate life as your authentic self. That is not easy work. That is work you work really hard for. That takes a lot. And I wouldn't want you to dismiss the importance of that work you're doing by succumbing to just external things that don't resonate. Now, again, I always say this, set your own standards. But if your standards are in alignment and in resonance with societal constructs or societal stereotypes, then that's fine, as long as it is in resonance and in alignment. And if it's not, let it go. Step into your own. Don't allow anybody to share. I really encourage all of you, don't allow anybody to share in 2026, 2025. Don't allow anybody to share to define who you are. The minute we allow somebody else to define who we are, we give away ownership of our story. I had a video where I say that when we do that, it's similar to you're writing your life story and you have a pen and you're writing your life story in your book of your life. And then suddenly you walk around and you're handing it over to society and you say, can you define how you see me? And then you walk over to somebody else and you hand them over the pen again and you say, can you again define? And you hand over to your friends and family and say, define how you see me, how I should walk, behave, how am I as a woman? When we do that, we give away rights to our story. And I don't want all of you to do that. I want all of you to learn how to hold on and how to unapologetically own who you are, because all of you have your own set of uniqueness. I hate this word when people say everybody's special. It feels like it's already been so diminished. Undoubtedly, we all are special, but we all also are very unique. What makes all women interesting is that there's no two women that are alike. I find nothing more I find nothing boring and lame than walking into a room and see women who are all look alike because they happen to aspire to the same standard. I'm sure all of you experienced this or at least have seen it. It's the most unexciting things. In this ingenuine, it's uninteresting, it's not fresh. So this year, I really encourage all of you to step up and redefine what that is. And I encourage you to start today by commenting below and sharing, how do you define yourself? What are your aspects of your own womanhood? What are your aspects of your own femininity? What makes you, you? Comment below, let me know. Happy New Year. And I look forward to speaking to all of you. I almost again wanted to say 2026. I'm sure I'll be there for 2026 to 2025. Goodbye.